Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. So I've moved to a new area, as you know. I'm getting there. What with the move, which was very difficult due to, packing things, trying to get things out of small spaces into other spaces, and I don't know, different removal men know how to do different things, isn't it? They seem to need a lot of help, despite paying for them. It seems to be. I did think of setting up like a Twitter thing, like the trusted consumer or something like that, where I note down all the things that I experience when it comes to companies and their inadequacies, because it seems to be commonplace in all the things that I seem to be getting involved with. There doesn't seem to be anywhere there where don't have some level of incompetence. And when you're paying for things, I mean, especially when you're paying a lot of money for things, like these removal men are, the amount they get per hour is, I don't think you can get, the same with builders, you wouldn't be able to get it anywhere else. And then the builders, meant to finish the job, and then a week follows, still meant to finish the job, and then we're moving in, still meant to finish the job, and now, I don't know, we're coming up to 2 weeks there, and the job's still not finished, and he's AWOL at the moment, which is obviously very worrying and stressful enough as all the stuff. Plus having twins there as well, climatising to this. Yeah, so it's been very stressful last few weeks, so that's why I probably haven't made as many of these as I normally do. So yeah, as I was trying to say when I started off, is that we're in a new area, and I was thinking about, obviously before I was in Croydon, now it's Eastbourne, and the difference in the demographics, and my wife is African, so-called black. I don't use those terms anymore because I don't differentiate people by the colour of their skin, so I don't need to use those kinds of loaded terms and unfair terms. So yeah, I don't believe in any of those things. So, but I was thinking that she might come up against racists, or because obviously if they're not in such big numbers. And it was just playing in my head, like the conversation that would have taken place, and I was, they would say something like, "Oh, you don't belong in my country," and it was then when I was thinking about that, I was thinking of how we sell ourselves short, not racists, but people in general. We sell ourselves short to that we have been indoctrinated to believe in just one part of the world where we're born is where we, because of the gates, the divisions, the borders, the sea that separates us from each different bit of land, that is all that we are entitled to. Whereas obviously if you believe in religion, which most of the planet does apparently, even if they don't follow it, God gave man everything, the whole earth. So why is it, especially from a religious aspect, that we only believe in, that we're English, we're American, we're Russian, we're Chinese, we're Middle Eastern, we're African, whatever name you want to put on it? Why do we only limit ourselves to that? We've been taught that because that's how, they create patriotism, and how they create citizenship, and how they create law and order and obedience. But you're selling yourself short, because the whole fucking earth is yours. Everything is yours. Especially if there is such a entity as God, and he did create it, and we're his only creation, or his only sentient creation, and we, this was all for us, then why are we selling ourselves short to one little piece of land? The whole earth is ours. So don't you see how you're being robbed? You have to get passports to travel to the bit of land, from one piece of land to another piece of land, when the whole thing is yours, each one of us, equally, without division. Clever, that little spin that they've done, isn't it? Those people of the past. Divided up what's ours and then sell it back to us. You couldn't make it up, could you? So yeah, I was just thinking about that, and then Yeah, I was thinking about the original house owner that lived there in the house. She was an old lady. She died of cancer, and I was just thinking about how is it transient? That we're in one place and then we're in another, and all those memories that we create there, and then one day they'll all be gone, and then it's somebody else's, and just that thinking about that the lady that was there before, all the dreams that she had, all the things that she might have done, all the bits and pieces that she did in that house, and now she's no longer there, and we're there instead. How much effort in life we put for something that doesn't last forever. Sometimes we waste that time, I feel, on things that we shouldn't be wasting on. Whereas really we should be wasting on people, because people are forever. Well, if you know what I mean, like the species, it continues on and on and on. Well, if we don't destroy ourselves, of course. And then the other thing I was thinking about was when, because I'm commuting now from Eastbourne to East Croydon, the way that when you get to East Croydon and walking up the ramp and there's people running to get down to the train, and I know I used to do it before, worried about being late. It's just amazing how we've been trained to especially when it says do not run, but we've been trained to care about other people's entities, other people's businesses. We're just slaves to these people. It's just a modern way of looking at it. People are running to get to their job, to make other people money, people who probably aren't doing any work anymore. They're just sitting at home and making money off the work that you're doing. They're resting on your shoulders, your blood, your sweat, your toil. Clever, isn't it? But we've got to the state where our minds have been programmed so well that we will run and put ourselves at danger and lose a sweat to get to that keyboard, to get to that office, to get to wherever, to do their work, so that they can make more money and we get paid, not even the percentage of the money that's made. How have they taught us to care so much about something that we have, that is not of best interest to us? Amazing, isn't it, really? And I was just thinking about that, how that kind of mentality that majority of people have. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to care about other things. Yeah, no, obviously it's not. It's good to do a good job and all that kind of stuff. But it was just the fact that people would run to a train to get to their job. I mean, obviously they're doing it because they don't want to get sacked, but it's just like lambs to the slaughter. It just makes me think how well trained we are, how good puppies we are. Anyway, I think that's enough for now. Take care, take it easy, God bless, and peace.